Tel Aviv is dusty today. The avenues, the cars, the benches, everything covered in dust. Yesterday when I landed, all this dust was still suspended in the air. Tel Aviv was engulfed in an Armageddon-like haze. The heavy smog assaulted my lungs and made it hard to breathe, turning my landing in my beloved city into a mix of nostalgia and suffocation. And I thought to myself, how symbolic. How symbolic of my relationship with this place these days. A city I lived in and loved for most of my life. I have memories on every corner here, both mundane moments and life-changing events. Heartbreak and elevation, losses and wins. I really do love this town. Has it ever loved me back? Well, that's where the question lies. I was always an outsider. In my language, my history, my identity, my music, my opinions. Even before leaving Israel, even before October 7th and the escalations that followed, I already felt spat out. In the demonstrations against the government and its corrupt leaders, I stood under Israeli flags that do not recognize me as an equal citizen, listening to an anthem that literally excludes me. Even back then, I felt those demonstrations were not really for democracy. They were for the right to claim that this state is a democracy. The only democracy in the Middle East. Oh yeah, that used to be a well-practiced rhetoric around Tel Aviv cafes. And as the government slid deeper and deeper into undemocratic action, those cafe dwellers wanted their guilt-free coffee back. They wanted to rewind to a time when they could sit comfortably, sip cappuccinos, and claim they lived in the only democracy in the Middle East. Now, 3.5 years later, so much more has happened. I often speak about the trauma in Gaza and the West Bank. But my friends in Tel Aviv are also traumatized. The October 7 attack, the hostages, a government that presses a narrative that re-traumatizes them instead of offering them healing. Also, never forget how small Israel is. Everyone knows an October 7th victim or hostage, or the brother, wife, or parent of one. And even if they don't, October 7th struck at the core of their worst fears, even if it reached them only through WhatsApp and TikTok. In Tel Aviv, you also detect widespread survivor's guilt. The cafes are still full of people, but they're dusty with that sentiment too. This city is, without doubt, traumatized. Unfortunately, it is traumatized to the extent that it is often blinded to the traumas inflicted on others. That blindness is interrupted sometimes by Israelis who insist on seeing, on protesting, taking a stand, disrupting complacency. They are labeled far-left traitors, unpatriotic enemies of the state. They are beaten by police at protests, cursed and spat on by passers-by. Because, you see, this is the only democracy in the Middle East, and how dare they claim otherwise? The smog has dissipated today. The dust has settled. Weather reports confirm the sandstorm is over. But I still find it hard to breathe. I love this place. I resent this place. I am a complex person with contradictory feelings. Sue me.